What are players that folk should keep an eye out for this upcoming season? Certainly one that just jumps to mind straight away is Jaden Wally, the wide receiver. I saw you did a breakdown of him recently. Are there any other guys that you think people should keep an eye out for and you think could have a really big season?
Yes. On offense, some guys that I know are going to get the football a lot. You mentioned Jaden Wally. You know, he'll be sort of a centerpiece. I don't know about focal piece, but he's certainly a centerpiece. But there's a kid he's playing on the outside. His name is on the roster is Ledietrich Griffin, but his nickname is Tulu. He'll wear number 5 this year. Last year, I think he wore number 81. And if you go back and you watch watch the bowl game, for instance, he was the guy that had all 3 of those long kick returns in the ball game. And he had a touchdown reception in the ball game too. So if I'm not mistaken, he might have actually been the MVP in that bowl game. He's 5'10", 175 pounds, but they're playing him at outside receiver. He is electric in the kick return, punt return category. And when he started to learn how to run the routes they want him to run, they played him a little bit. He always got open. They threw him a touchdown in the bowl game. So Tulu Griffin will be a receiver who will make some big plays throughout the year. There's just no question about it. And they'll get him the ball, so they really like him. And the other one that you need to look for, and it's interesting, air raid, you wouldn't normally mention a running back, but the running back catches the ball so much in Mike Leach's offense. And last year, they had 2 true freshman running backs, Joquavius Marks, his nickname is Woody Marks, and Dylan Johnson. And Marks got a majority of the snaps, especially early in the year, and caught the most passes of anybody on the team last year, just, short passes.
Sure.
Dylan Johnson, the other one, has made a jump. I saw him in the spring out there and was like, who is that? He's wearing, the same number. And I said, that's Dylan. I'm like, well, this guy's grown up in the course of 2-3 months. And I watched him. Dylan Johnson is going to have a big year at running back for them this year. So I would say those 2, I feel comfortable telling you to remember their names. Sure. Tulu Griffin and Dylan Johnson. They'll be big offensive guys.
Sure. Thank you. Are there any true freshmen that you're hearing good things about who maybe could push for playing time or are making waves kind of early?
Yeah, one who I hear a lot about is an inside slot receiver named Teddy Knox. He's from Texas and lightning fast, like super duper speed, which they really wanted to find one of those guys in the recruiting class. So I hear a lot about him. I think there's some guarded optimism from inside the building because they have this staff, they know how hard it is to get those true freshmen to do everything they want those receivers to do.
Sure.
It's like Jaden Wally last year. He was a true freshman. And in the back half of the season, he had 4 straight 100-yard receiving games. Well, at the beginning of the year, he didn't even play against LSU. No catch. So it took him a half a season to figure out how to run the routes and read a defense. So I think that's the only reason, if it's true freshman, I go, but he's the one on offense I keep hearing about.